So I got a question. It's a question that I kind of know the answer to already, but I'm gonna ask it anyways just for the dramatic effect of this video. What is a Labubu? You know, my daughters, especially my oldest daughter, asked me a million times for a Labubu. And I've heard things about a Labubu. I've researched things about a Labubu. And I can honestly say that I am conflicted about whether or not I should get this for my daughter. I remember coming up, being a kid her age, and you know, the craze was Beanie Babies, or the craze was Tamagotchis. If you know, you know. But so I've gone through life, and I know what my daughter is going through because I went through it as a kid myself. You want things because they're popular. I was able to have a Beanie Baby. I was able to get a Tamagotchi. I was never able to get Pokemon cards. Never was into the show. Didn't know what it was about. All I do know is that my parents said that we couldn't have Pokemon cards because they was demonic. And you know, it's the thinker in me that wants my kids to think critically. And I know that, you know, my daughter, my oldest, is 7. She's not at an age to where she can think too critically about anything to that level to be like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna get a Labubu because it's demonic. Well, first off, is it even demonic? Like, I looked up that basically the origin of the Labubu is, it was made by this Asian artist who fell in love with Netherlands folklore, right? And I just thinking, like, you know, what's the difference between liking a Labubu and having Pooh Bear as a favorite character, right? Or any of these other characters? Like, I don't want my daughter, I don't want my children, period, to have a base estimation of things because of what other people in society say. Especially, take it for what it's worth, but especially church people. I don't want my daughters to be raised up vainly religious, superstitious, and unnecessarily spiritual. I just don't. So when it comes to this Labubu thing, I'm looking into it and I'm leaning more on the lines of, yeah, I think I'm gonna get it for her. One, because I've done the research and I understand that it's Netherlands lore that an Asian artist took liking to, and it's a character from a book that he wrote. But just, you know, two, to take this, like, this power that we give things, like, especially us as religious and spiritual people, man, we give power to stuff that don't have power at all. Like, bro, you can't even watch K-pop Demon Hunters without somebody speaking of a woke agenda or demons and all of this stuff. And it's just like, bro, there's two ways that you can paint this, really. Like, and I think that the way that religious people paint most stuff in the world, it's just like mind-numbing. Like, really and truly, it's just mind-numbing. I don't want to be that parent. Respect to my parents, but me personally, I don't want to do that, because we'll talk about people that blindly follow a Labubu craze or a trend that's in America, in the world, but then we won't talk about how people blindly follow religion. It's the same difference. Whether you like a Labubu or whether you like a cross, at the end of the day, the only difference is the things. But it's the same mentality. For some people, Jesus is a trend. It's cool to wear a cross, and it's cool to talk about Jesus, and it's cool to listen to Christian music and all this other stuff. And yet we think that we're different because our idols are religious. It's funny to me, man. And I, for one, do not want to raise my kids to be these people that superficially love anything. Okay, the Labubu trend is what it is. It's a trend. My daughter wants the Labubu because she believes that they're cute and cuddly. And religious people are scared because, oh, it's got teeth and all of this other stuff, man. For me, the decision to get a Labubu for my daughters, it rests on one, I'm their father. And it rests on two, because I'm their father, I'm not gonna raise my kids to be scared of anything necessarily. And I'm gonna cause them and push them to think critically. And since my daughters are not at an age, my son is at an age where he can think critically, but because my daughters are not at an age where they can think critically, then in every way, shape, and form, I'm gonna think critically for them. And so I have a reason. If you see my daughter walking around with a Labubu, I'll tell you that I bought it, and I'll tell you exactly why. But what I'm not gonna do is, I'm not gonna raise my kids blindly religious. I'm not gonna raise my kids superstitious. If you want to take part in a trend, it's okay. Nobody talks about the fact that most of y'all got TikTok on y'all phone and Facebook. We don't demonize that. We demonize what we want to demonize, and it's just annoying at the end of the day. It's hypocritical as well. And I'm not raising no hypocrite.